Up and running, and Billabong is loud.
Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk roundup. Did one on the weekend, but the rumour mill is continuing as international break it always comes out. But we're going to focus on 3 players linked to Villa over the recent days and also 1 outgoing. First of all, though, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and comment down below your thoughts on any of the players that we are linked with. I have got the 2,600 subscriber GIF up, but we have actually surpassed 2,700 subscribers. So thank you all for your support. But we don't want to stop there. We want to hit 3K. So do like, subscribe, and comment below and help the channel grow. So first of all, a player that was probably linked, I think, in the last window, maybe not quite hitting the headlines in terms of real concrete links, but has again Villa as well as 3 other clubs in the Premier League have been linked with Samuel Iling Jr., a winger who is currently playing for Juventus, 20 years old, left winger. Was through the Chelsea academy, moved on to Juventus in 2020, and has represented. He did well for the Juventus Next Gen team, who kind of compete in this kind of Champions League, youth league. And did really well and got promoted into the first team there, and has featured 14 times since 2022, scoring 1 goal, and has also represented England right up into under 21 level. So you could probably say his career has slightly stagnated over the last couple of seasons, and I'm sure he and his agents are looking to kind of reignite his career, utilize that experience that he's gained abroad, and maybe come back to a Premier League team. And by all accounts, by rumours, Aston Villa is one that are monitoring him. So looking at SofaScore, as I say, left foot, 20 years old, forward or winger. This season has only really featured 4 times. So hasn't got too much in terms of a heat map. It's 28 minutes per game. Not scored any goals yet, but does have 1 assist this season. So potentially can come on and make an impact. Hasn't had any successful dribbles as yet, so it's a difficult one to kind of really judge him. In terms of last season, I did focus I'm sure I did a show on him last time, but in terms of last season, played 12 matches and started 1. Obviously, again, after doing well and impressing in that Next Gen series, kind of came through. Again, 27 minutes per game, 1 team of the week, scored 1 goal last season in those 12 appearances, and contributed 1 assist as well. So look, very much at the start of his career, accurate passes 85%. And 78% in the opposition half. So really did have a much better impact last season, 50% successful dribbles, but maybe has found his his chances in the first team this season at Juventus quite limited, which is probably the reason why rumours are starting to float around about him potentially looking to move. Now, it's be very difficult to say, how good this player is. You guys, any Italian football experts, any kind of London football experts might know what he was like at Chelsea through the youth system, at Juventus, when he came through last season. But I would imagine, like I say, similar to, I'd say, a Cameron Archer situation with Aston Villa, looking to move to another club to get some first team opportunities. Now, whether he would get those at Villa is another matter, but it does clearly look like we're looking to expand in those wide areas, because as well as Leon Bailey has played this season, and he's been absolutely fantastic, every single comparison I'm doing of a player, it's always against Leon Bailey, which tells its own story. Bertrand Traore is there as an option, but is used very, very sparingly. So we do need to strengthen in those areas if we want to maintain that push. Second player, we were linked to Nico Williams, who obviously I covered the other day, but we're now linked to his brother, his older brother, Inaki Williams, again playing for Atletico Bilbao, 29 years of age. Has played 350, 300 and I think it's 319 appearances for Bilbao. Actually, probably above 350 actually. But the best record for him is that he has played. He had a La Liga record of playing in 251 consecutive games. So very, very, very durable. Predominantly again down that right hand side, but can play centre forward, so it has got quite a bit of versatility, and has scored from 2014 onwards. Has scored 67 goals in 319 appearances. And also another fun fact about Inaki Williams, he has represented both Spain and Ghana, had one cap for Spain in the 2016 season, and then played for Ghana from 2022 after being called up to their World Cup squad, and has made 12 appearances and scored 1 goal. Whenever I've watched Bilbao, over the years, he's always looked to be a strong presence, and always kind of, put himself about, and there's almost been a foil for some of their other attacking players. Now, the question with a player like Inaki Williams and players who do play for Bilbao is whether they would leave and whether they whether they would come to a different club, because we've seen that they're very, very loyal to that part of the world. So it's interesting to see why would he come age 29 and why would he choose a club like Aston Villa. Obviously, if we're to progress in Europe, then that might be an attractive option. Is it a potential make weight for Nico Williams so that he becomes comfortable in his own surroundings? But that being said, I think he would be a type of player who would be really useful for Villa. Inaki Williams, he's got that ability to play up front. He's got that ability to play on the right hand side. He's strong, he's powerful, he's quick. Probably a different option to what we've got. I've compared him here to Leon Bailey, completely different type of player. Inaki Williams got that attacking prowess, got that creativity, got technical ability. While he's a different profile of player, he comes with similar attributes, but I think he probably offers just something that little bit different to what a Leon Bailey or even an Ollie Watkins could offer. And this season's had a really good start to the season. 13 games played, 13 starts, 5 goals. 5 big chances missed, so getting into chances as well. 4 goals from inside the box, 1 from outside of the box, 1 left foot, 4 right-footed goals, 3 assists as well. So again, can bring other players into the game, which is what I said earlier. Accuracy in passes, 74% per game. Obviously, predominantly passes in the opposition half, so he's at 65% accuracy there. Possessions won 1.2, balls recovered per game 4.4, so does like to work hard, and successful dribbles, solid at 48%, and aerial duels won at 64%. So again, a player who will put himself about, will be a physical threat, and probably is suited to the game in the Premier League. But as I said, that question does come up as to why he hasn't moved to the Premier League sooner, and why Villa. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Inaki Williams, is it a realistic option? Are we using it as a potential to get someone like a Nico Williams? But also, how useful could he be for Villa? And then this morning, as of Tuesday, we linked with another player who's been linked over the summer. It was Yeremy Pino, and apparently we are one of the clubs again looking to reignite that interest for a very, very highly rated player. Now, again, there's that Villarreal link with Unai Emery. There were so many players over the last window and the summer window where we were linked with every man and his dog from Villarreal. Obviously, we got Pau Torres, but will Emery raid his old club again? For another player, he's 21 years of age. Again, a winger, small this time, small and tricky. He's played 98 times for Villarreal's first team, scoring 13 goals. Represented Spain at every level, from under 16 right up to the full international level, where he has 12 caps and scores 2 goals. So, again, very, very, very highly rated in terms of looking at his stats. Yet again, I've had to compare him to a Leon Bailey. Like I said, don't really have too many options. But yeah, looking at him attacking wise, very, very similar. So you'd be getting someone who carries the similar threat in terms of attributes. But if you've got one on the bench, one starting, you're not really going to lose out on anything. Now, the question is, a player who is small in stature and from the Spanish league, highly technical, would he take a little bit of time to adjust to the Premier League, and would he kind of really thrive in that environment? We know Emery likes to play that slow, possession build up, or soak up the pressure and be quick on the break. So the way that Villa play might be quite suited to him. But would other teams be able to kind of physically outmuscle him, and would he get a rude awakening? Now, this season, 7 games played, 7 starts, hasn't scored yet, and hasn't assisted yet. So difficult to kind of say how well he's done this season. Obviously not in terms of outputs, but accuracy in terms of passing, 83% per game, 88% in his own half, 77% in the opposition half, and dribbles, 60% successful dribbles. So it's, very, very tricky player. Does lose possession, 9.4, so quite a few times losing possession, but I'd imagine that is in trying out things that are difficult. In terms of last season, 36 games played, 4 goals scored, and 5 assists. So, for a young player, would have been 20 at the time. Quite a lot of games played at that age, a lot of responsibility put on him, and he produced the output. So I think as the season goes on, you'd be looking at him kind of finding his form and really finding his feet. And like I say, very, very highly rated. I think we're looking at something in the region of 40 million euros. So it would be a considerable outlay for that type of player. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments on Pino, Iling Jr., Inaki Williams. Probably 3 different types of wide player, and carry different strengths. Which one do you think would suit Villa the most? Now, finally, we are looking at outgoings, and according to reports, Unai Emery, and now we don't know whether we believe this fully, has indicated that Leander Dendonker will be isn't part of his plans and will be made available for transfer in the January window. Not really a surprise to anyone, I would say. He's been a useful player and has played had some good performances, particularly Newcastle at home, and maybe could count himself sometimes a little bit unlucky to not be used. As sometimes in the more physical games, you're thinking that a Dendonker could have been used, but I guess for his sake, probably needs to go and play first team football somewhere. Wants to stay in the Premier League. You could see a Burnley or an Everton or someone like that, potentially coming into him. No disrespect to those clubs, but I think he could do a real job for a team like those, a Sheffield United maybe, to give some physicality and some steel and some quality in the midfield. Let's not forget he's still, very much part of the Belgian squad. So it just hasn't really happened for him at Villa. So, wish him the best if he does go on. And yeah, hopefully we can get a good price for him. And we're looking at evolving that squad. His chances probably are limited with the likes of Tielemans, Kamara, Louise, McGinn, Ramsey coming back to fitness as well. And then you've got Tim Irigbonham, who can probably be the younger, I guess, pretender to that type of position that Leander Dendonker plays. So again, you let me know your thoughts in the comments on Dendonker. Would you want to keep him? Do you think he's useful to have around the squad, or do we need to kind of get a replacement, or would Tim be that potential player? That's it from me. Make sure you join us later tonight for the Fans Forum special with the Up the Villa podcast boys, Luke and Justin. It is going to be a great show. So don't forget, live at 9:30 p.m. We've got plenty of topics to chat, but we've also got your questions and comments to answer as well. And make sure you like, make sure you subscribe and comment down below. Help us on the road to 3K. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa. Thanks, everyone.